Welcome to the Seoul Dojo gaming channel. I have a full panel right now, which is great. The full Dojo staff. My name is Curtis Russell. I write about video games, do videos about video games. I still need to work on that intro. I thought I had it down, but I have to kind of keep working on it. I am joined by
video games.
Yeah, I just like video games. I'm joined by Voltaire, Slapadelic, Bay Area rapper. How you doing, man?
Hey, doing good. Doing pretty nice. You know, just
doing stuff. Yeah, and then
Yeah.
I have Niall Edwards, and I like to call Niall our kind of our product and Nintendo expert. I like to call him all that.
I can back that, and it's great to have that title and to be here on what is the inaugural Seoul Dojo Switch 2 video. Like, this is the first time this console that's going to be around for like the next 7 years. This is the first time we're talking about it on this channel. So that's
and we're calling it.
To be a part of.
And we're calling it, and everything we say in this video is going to be accurate, even the parts that we disagree with each other on.
Well, I've got some bold takes going forward, so I don't think you're going to be agreeing with that by the end.
Good. Oh, good.
Man.
I think you both know that I'm a fan of bold video game takes.
Very true.
Yeah.
So let's jump into it. The Nintendo Switch 2. I didn't know this was the first time we're gonna be talking about it. I guess probably we never even in the Dear Video Games podcast we never talked about it. I guess
maybe mentioned in passing, but never really talked about it.
Yeah. So this
just that hasn't been a lot to talk about, to be honest.
Exactly. Until actually recently, the end of this past week,
couple of months.
There's been a lot of talk about the Nintendo Switch 2. When is it going to be released? What is the price point going to be? What are the price points of games? What games are going to come out for it? Recently, Game Shark, I think they're releasing like some new software. They're doing this like new release of a software, things like that. But now it's called AI. Now it's called AI Shark. And in this press release, they released that they're going to come out with this brand new software that's going to coincide with the Nintendo Switch 2, and it's in September 2024. Why Game Shark would have this information is absolutely crazy. I don't know what it is necessarily.
Because I feel like they're kind of like, why would you announce that you're going to come out with a thing to hack a console that isn't out yet? You know, like why would you be like, hey Nintendo, just to let you know, sue us now because we're going to try to.
I took a quick look at their like incomprehensible website, and I'm pretty sure like this might be just like confirmation bias, but I wouldn't be surprised if everything on there was like written by AI, like ChatGPT stuff. And I feel like we've probably all messed around with ChatGPT a bit. And sometimes it will just say something that's like flat out not true, incorrect, because it's got some like dodgy info in there, and that's where I feel like this might have come from. But it does come from previous things we've been hearing about from other sources, so I think there's validity behind it.
Right.
It's just I don't think this is the source that a lot of people are saying it is.
Yeah, in this article that you sent, the what is it, GameSpot? They, I think they talk about other people. They talk about former Nintendo employees in Digital Foundry and stuff like that, but they don't mention Game Shark until like 2/3 of the way through the article. They really bury that part of it. So I'm thinking maybe that means there's more sources than just that.
Yeah, and Jason Schreier on X was saying an AI Shark spokesperson tells me that they're just guessing about Nintendo's console release date. So Nintendo's lawyers were calling as soon as that press release came. That's exactly what happened with that. But
you hear it in the background.
We were just Nintendo ninjas are coming.
So Niall, let me ask you this. So are we getting, do you think this is going to be a full-blown sequel of the Switch, or is it going to be a pro version? Because we've had the OLED version. There's a couple of versions of the Switch out there. Do you think it's going to be just a mid-console generation upgrade, or is it going to be a full-blown sequel?
Well, here's the thing I was saying, I think just before we started this, that it feels like we've had Switch 2 rumors for a long, long time. And I think that's because so many of them have come through and merged from the Switch Pro rumors we were hearing for years and years before. And so if I had to put like a hard guess on how the development of this console went, I would say that a lot of the things that have made it started off as ideas that were thrown around for the Switch Pro, which ended up didn't fully going through, turned into the OLED, whole complicated mess. But I feel like it maybe started life as a Switch Pro concept and has now evolved into like a fully standalone, the Nintendo Switch 2 or the Super Nintendo Switch. And we're hearing stuff about specs trickle through. There's like, is it DLSSR, something like that, the upscaling thing?
I think so. I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
It's something like that, and I've been looking at a bunch of like videos of people trying that out on like Control has a great mode for it, and seeing how that works. And I think it's really going to push the console into feeling a full generation step ahead of the first Switch.
Mm-hmm.
But I do think it'll be very, very similar in concept and form factor. I think you'll still be able to use Joy-Cons with it. Like it'll maintain a lot of what is the Switch, if that makes sense.
I mean, I hope so. Definitely. I mean, definitely. And I see what you're saying. I would be more expecting a Switch Pro just because they haven't done one yet. They've done the smaller handheld only Switch, and they've done the OLED, which isn't really a step up. It just has like a nicer screen. But I mean, what you're saying does make a lot of sense. It would need to be, like you said, a pretty big upgrade for them to justify calling it a Switch 2. You know what I mean? For it to be like, it would need to be like how the Switch is like a somewhat comparable to like a PS3. This would need to be at least comparable to the PS4, to be something that's like impressive. Like the article says Digital Foundry claims what they read said it could run like Death Stranding. Which is like
at 1080p,
it needs to be able
second,
to,
which is impressive.
When you look at games,
it needs to be able to do that.
Yeah, and of course I finally got around to beating Tears of the Kingdom, and Tears of the Kingdom struggles a lot with frame rate, a lot of like draw distant issues, things like that. And it's just the Switch kind of compromising for how big the game is. Hopefully, if we do get a Pro or even a sequel, that those kind of issues really starting to iron out, because of course, like the latest Pokemon game that did come out apparently suffers from a lot of those same issues too that Voltaire was telling me.
Yeah, and it's it's a good game, but you can tell that I love the Switch, but it is an older console, and some of these games are kind of outpacing it.
Yeah,
I think the big like make or break thing with it is the I don't know, but it has to be as good as the Steam Deck. Whatever this iteration is, it has to have the same or like equal to performance as the Steam Deck. Otherwise, Nintendo fans are going to go in on it, but they need that wider market. And if you're looking at a Steam Deck or a Switch 2, Switch Pro, you're going to get the one that like performs best and has more third-party support with PC stuff. Like, it needs to be able to excel that. And I'm worried it won't, because Nintendo are going to do what they do best and fumble it, and it's going to be like an electric bike you can play Pokemon Go on. Like, that's what the Switch 2 will be, is something insane like that.
That is... I mean, that's a very Nintendo thing. That is something that I can see them being like, "Oh, we've really struck gold here," And if we just do it again, but better, then we'll probably instantly have the best-selling console ever. We'll probably smash past the PS2 and everything. You know what I mean? So because of that, we're gonna develop like a frisbee, that you throw and it projects the game into the sky,
They're gonna go back to doing like Hanafuda cards and just making like decks of playing cards and that's
Love hotels.
Yeah.
I really do agree with you, Niall, because you're talking about the third-party stuff. That would definitely branch out a lot of the fan base. I recently heard somebody talking about if Hi-Fi Rush came to Nintendo Switch, if Xbox is willing to do that type of deal with Nintendo, those things would definitely get more people playing that game. And Hi-Fi Rush didn't necessarily sell well, probably because Voltaire slammed it on this channel. But that game, it would probably do well on a console like the Nintendo Switch 2 or even the one that we have right now.
It would fit really well on the Switch, Yeah.
Yeah,
it definitely
really
would. Yeah. It's a good game. I just came up with too many great jokes about it to leave them out of the video.
I think it is a good game. What's the price point? We're hearing $400. Is that good enough? Is because the $300 was the original Switch. I always thought that was a really good price point. The smaller version, just the portable version, is the 200, right?
200, I think
so. Yeah.
Would you buy a $400 Switch?
I mean, probably. I mean, I'm kind of a Nintendo sucker. I will complain about everything that they do, and then I'll buy it anyway.
Yeah.
But
that's the thing.
That's the thing. Yeah. But
I'm gonna buy it either way. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But to your point, I think if it's worth it, I mean, how much is the Steam Deck? It's more than that.
It pushes around like 500, 600, but
it's about 500 something.
Yeah, if it does,
it's a bit complicated over here because a lot of it's like resale and scalper because we don't have the same stock supply that you all do.
Oh, interesting. Okay, yeah. So I mean, if it can be like even in the ballpark of the Steam Deck, like you're saying, and then at 400
Yeah.
bucks, and you can actually buy one if you live outside the U.S. and stuff. Then I think, yeah,
Yeah.
I think people would buy the hell out of that.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the thing. It has to have the power to back it up, and if it has the power, 400's fine. If it has the power for 500, 500 could be
Yeah.
reasonable. I
Mm-hmm.
think whatever it
Yeah.
has to back it up,
Mm-hmm.
that's worth it. I think.
Sure.
If it's
Then
just like the Wii to the Wii U, or the GameCube to the Wii,
yeah.
then it's
Yeah.
not going to be worth the price jump.
Mm.
It needs to be like significant.
Yeah, something
But
significant to warrant the $400.
Yeah,
here's
like
the
the
thing I
jump
was
from the
thinking
Wii to the Switch.
Yeah.
The thing I was thinking about the other day, though, is that, like, we're talking about its power, but I remember when the OG Switch was coming out and when it was called the NX and stuff like that, when we saw what it was and the power that it had and it could play Wii U games and, like, these console-level games, handheld games before that, like, the previous generation had been, like, the 3DS, where everything's, like,
Yeah.
choppy and in 480p to the Switch. It was a huge, like, technological jump, and we've been so spoiled with how much has come since then that I think to write off the Switch's performance capability, the Switch 2's performance capabilities before we see them, I think that would be a maybe not wise move, because I think they
I agree.
could really surprise us with something, because they really stepped up what handheld games could be.
Yeah.
I think there's no world in which this happens, but how would you two feel if the Switch 2 was announced and it had no portable aspect? It was just like a powerful PS5, Xbox Series style home console. How would you feel about that?
I kind of think that was cool. I mean,
Yeah.
I'd like to see. There's part of me that would like to see Nintendo prove that they can do it, because I think everybody
Absolutely,
I
yeah.
think the people who hate on Nintendo don't think that they don't have the ability to make like the most powerful, impressive console. They're frustrated that they like seem to choose not to do that. Because back in the Super Nintendo days, the leap from like the Atari to the NES is insane, and they were known for pushing the boundaries of graphics and stuff way up until the N64 when they just decided to go a different direction. And I think that if they really wanted to, they could do it. And I think it's a better idea for them to stay with the portable hybrid consoles, but there's always going to be that
Yeah.
part of me that if they renounced like
What if?
we're going to make the PlayStation 6, you know what I mean? I'd be like, yeah, get them,
I agree with Voltaire. I think that's what makes the Switch very unique, and it'd be weird to call it even a Switch, because I feel like that's the Switch from the portable to the TV. That's the Switch part. So it's like bringing out, Nintendo 6 or whatever they make. I think that would just be very weird, and it would just take the uniqueness away from what makes Nintendo, this particular Nintendo console, special here. To end it off, when is this console going to be announced? When do you guys think it's going to be announced? Go ahead, Niall. Let's start with you.
I'm saying it'll be around March, April time, an announcement. We'll get some sort of longer direct in sort of like, I want to say, because it's slated for September. I don't think we're going to get more info other than a trailer on this till maybe like August time, and then the console will launch.
We're not
October,
for sure
November.
if it's going to be September. By the way, this is what this company's saying.
I believe Game Shark said it was September. So
take
that
with top tier. Right
take that with an AI generated grain of salt.
Okay.
Voltaire, when do you think this game is going to, or this console is going to be announced?
I do think that if they do announce something this year, it will probably be in March, because it's like their taxes roll over in April or something, so they got to make the announcement. And that's why they always announce stuff in March.
Business move, isn't it?
It is, yeah. If anything, I would predict they announce in March and to release something like a year later in March. You know what I mean? And then I don't know what it would be though. Announcing in March to release in September of something they've not even hinted at before would be at like a ballsy move. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I feel like Nintendo usually like really leads up to stuff, But
I agree with you. I agree with both of you.
They can be weird sometimes. So
I think it's going to be a spring announcement. There could be a situation where they do release something, or they do release it in November, maybe with a brand new Pokemon game. Usually Pokemon games come out, during that time.
That's true. Yeah.
There could be, there isn't going to be a big Legend of Zelda game. I feel like there could be like a secondary Mario game that comes out during that time.
The
Mario Kart 9 is the one that keeps getting brought up.
Oh.
The word is that it launches with like a beautiful, like graphically impressive new 3D Mario, and then Mario Kart 9's like maybe 4 or 5 months after that is what I've been hearing. I can't remember the source on that. You'll have to forgive me on that one. But I read that
Like
before this whole Gamevice thing, Game Shark thing.
like
So
a gritty, photorealistic
yeah, that's what I
Mario
think.
reboot.
I
Starring
heard
Chris
that some
Pratt.
leakers in it is like
It's Hideo
it's like a
Kojima.
gorgeous. Yeah, but yeah, that's the thing. It's like when they said they saw Death Stranding running
He
on the
goes
Switch
from
2,
PlayStation
it
to
wasn't Death
Xbox.
Stranding, it was the new Mario.
Yeah, it's the new Mario game presented by Hideo Kojima and Quentin Tarantino.
Guillermo del Toro's in it.
Guillermo del Toro.
It's a real
Yeah.
fun time.
That is good. That is good.
Mhm.
Oh, we
Jeff
have been
Keighley's
Norman Reedus is Mario.
we have been the Soul Dojo. My name is Curtis Russell. You can follow me on X Kelly from the Dojo. Niall Edwards, Voltaire, Slapadelic. You guys plug yourselves in and we can get up out of here, man. Appreciate you guys as always. Now you can start.
I'm doing things. I'm around. I'm always doing something. That's all I got. I'm not on Twitter anymore. I'm not on Instagram. I got nothing to really plug. I'm doing video essays now. That'll maybe be in the description or something.
Yeah, we got it. We
Nice.
actually got it right here. We got your YouTube channel here at the
We
bottom.
got the
beautiful.
updated descriptions and everything.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then
Nice.
Voltaire, you
No
can follow
longer
him on
leads
Instagram.
to dead websites.
Yeah. Voltaire, you can follow him on Instagram.
Yeah, I'm on Instagram, Voltaire Slapadelic. I'm on YouTube at Slapadelic Music. Just working on different couple of music videos right now. Not sure exactly when they're going to come out, but hopefully soon. So that's what I'm working on.
Same day as the Switch, I heard. I've been hearing it by Game
Yeah, same
Shark
day as
that
the
you're gonna
Switch.
drop on.
Yeah, I'm actually working with AI Shark.
AI generated music video. That's
Yeah.
hilarious. All right, make sure you guys get in the comments and let us know what you guys think about the Nintendo Switch 2 or the Nintendo Switch Pro, whatever comes out. When is it going to come out? What's the price point? And what is going on with AI, Game Shark, whatever it is? Let us know in the comments. And make sure you guys like and subscribe to the channel because we have been killing it recently. You guys have been killing it.
Have.
It's going nuts. And we'll check you guys
Road
later,
to a million
right?
subscribers has already started.
Yeah, exactly. Peace.
Exactly.
Get your point across, get your point across. Get your point across, get your point across.